Kayode joins me now for a review.
Yes.
Hello again, Kayode.
Hi, we're racing through all of your reactions this morning because there's quite a number of them, and that's understandable because there's a lot happening in the country. So, Bukola, you have the first.
Well, you go first, Kayode, with the first.
Okay. So we begin with Fubara directing administrative heads to take charge of local government areas. And the first one is on Adinka Adokie 4. Well, let's take a look at that. And this is what the user has to say. This is an executive order, and you might want to take that.
Yes, and this one is from Feb Mandate Melva Kokwa, who says, is Governor of Rivers State, he did not take over local governments as he will not leave governor to become chairman. What happened is that the LG chairman tenures have elapsed, and it's time for them to leave. Well, there's quite a lot in that mix currently, because some are relying on the law of the appeal court asking them to go back to status quo, while some are relying on a court judgment which nullified, the amendments to the law by the Martin Amewule-led State Assembly. So, as we say, it's a theater of so many rulings, but without any resolution. And indeed, there's been calls that the Chief Justice of Nigeria should come and, do a final arbitration or provide clarity, a final ruling to the issues in River State. But this next one is from Adeyemi GCFR, who says, I love the strategy. Sim Fubara must be good at playing chess. Well, is he the only one playing chess right now? I doubt that he's the only chess player. There's so many other players, perhaps so many other chess, materials right now with so many other masters in the scene. But we don't know who's going to make the next move as far as Rivers is concerned.
I think it's when they see it this way that you think that you can just get away with a lot of things. But take a look at what this next user has to say, and that's like_partisan. The username is Ikena. There you go. So these same LG chairmen were made caretaker chairman by the former governor Wike when their predecessor's tenure expired. So this question is coming from this user. What's the issue now that theirs has expired? So these are the angles Nigerians that bring it into this one. The next one
is from Boanergis, who says, I will advise that a good audit firm should be engaged to audit the 23 local government accounts for the last 8 years. What about an audit also of the activities of the state government, if you consider the exceptions many are taking to the execution of the budget without approval by the State Assembly? So many issues as far as Rivers is concerned.
Now, this is a downer in all of this, and this is where you realize it's not just chess, it's not a game, this is real life. Gunshots were heard as Outgun Rivers local government chair attempted to enter Secretariat, and we understand that at least two people have been killed, one policeman and another vigilante. This first user, Patriot Olayinka, that's Yinka Ishola 14, says, your tenure has expired and you decide to go to the Secretariat even when today, that's yesterday, is a public holiday. The question here is, what were you looking for?
Well, they're relying on a law, the amended law. This next one is from Charles in Green, who says, if anything happens to him, he should know he's at fault. His tenure has elapsed. What's he looking for at the Secretariat? He ought to have prepared his handover note and leave. Is it by force to serve?
Well, I'm Collins of Para says this is getting out of hand. And I think it's really a no-brainer. It's like a war zone. The impeachment crisis in River State is escalating fast. Okay, that's the angle now. This user comes into an impeachment crisis. But I think that was water under the bridge already. But is that? Goes on to say people's lives are at risk and the authorities seem to be losing control. But this chaos needs to end before it's too late.
And the last one on this is from John D, who says, just about 2 lines. When you finish tenure, go home. And if you want the office, then recontest now, as we say. Why don't you just recontest?
So we go from the South region to North Central Plateau State, and there was a violent protest in Bukuru over a ban on street trading. You may have seen some of those visuals. And the first user we have is Funny Hub saying, to the government now, you want to ban street trading, fine. Did you provide alternatives for them? Question mark. Now to the protesters, you burnt a lot of cars and destroyed property. Would this action remove the ban or send you to jail if you are caught? And this user ends by saying, I feel sorry for my country.
We just keep praying. And this next one is from Peter B's Ray-Ban, who says, you deprive them of basic amenities and also want to deprive them of their improvised means of income. Who does that? They're probably going to see more of this. You can't take away their means of livelihood from a man without an alternative. Valid questions there that cannot be ignored.
So it's quite a lot playing out in Plateau State as well. So you just need to keep your eyes essentially peeled on all of those happenings. But that's not all. Here in Lagos, there was a security incident on the waterways, and it shocked quite a lot of people. But thankfully, it has since been resolved. Police have rescued the Fuani brothers and 2 others in Lagos State. Well, the police said they don't know if ransom was paid, but this is what this first user has to say. Thank goodness. What a relief. These kidnappers are the worst, preying on innocent people. I hope they get the justice they deserve. Says, good job to Nigerian police.
But it appears that justice is far from that or from those persons, right now, because the police has said that no arrest has been made currently. Well, this next thought is from Chidi Tunde Undumego, who says, what happened to the terrorists who abducted them? They disappeared into thin air. Any rescue that does not account for the abductors is not a rescue.
Big _ C67 has a different angle to this entirely. Starts by thanking the police and thanking God for the swift intervention, but asks that they channel the same energy to fellow countrymen and women who are suffering various crimes of the same magnitude. So everyone is equal or should be equal.
Well, all right, we'll move to the next talking point now, and this time it's from NAFDAC, the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, which is advising Nigerians not to consume food, cooked food that is, stored in the refrigerator for more than 3 days. What about food stored in the freezer for more than 3 days?
I think refrigerator is maybe 1 degree up. But for freezers, it's minus. So it's expected that is safe. You can store some meals for months.
Because...
You know what? Let's go through what people
Because
say.
in this current economy, you just have to purchase your protein and your other fresh foods and store them in the freezer for some time. Because by the time you keep going to the market every day, you meet with surprises in terms of pricing.
So I think
and so you have to be deliberate about it. Yeah. But this first thought is from, I believe, Checkmate, who says storing cooked food in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 days is generally safe if done properly in airtight containers and appropriate temperatures.
Emeka Uzozie says she is right. Refrigerator is not freezer, and that's the distinction. Store your food in freezer and not refrigerator. Well, the elephant in the room is what power do you have to even do that? So here it goes. That ebad has been in the fridge for some days.
No, not ebad.
Throw it away. Definitely that salad, throw it away. I don't know if salad meats is also in the mix, because by tomorrow, salad meat will have spent 3 days in your fridge. So either share it, consume it, but now that says do not keep it for more than 3 days. Kade
is protesting. He didn't get salad meat. Let's go to the next talking point. And this one is from on the federal government summons private jet owners over improper importation others. And the first thought is from Charles G. Meek, who says, which one is summon? If you have evidence of improper importation, persecute them.
There you go. And this next user says, it's ridiculous how many privately owned aircraft are improperly imported, and they don't have a hand in it. Let's hope they follow through and ensure compliance.
And this one is from, we'll go to the next one, which is the celebration of the Ojude Oba festival in Ijebu Ode by Ijebu sons and daughters.
Beautiful.
And the first thought is from Omoyami Olomi rather, who says, Ojude Oba, where the warlords pay respect to their king, where the Ijebu people paint the world in the colors of their history, where different dynasties show themselves to the world. Ijebu Remiwa. Well, I'm not Ijebu, but I hope I got that correctly.
Actually, the meaning
I think
of
it's
that
a greeting.
I am Ijebu, I think.
Ijebu Rewa.
We are Ijebu people. So I think, right?
No, Jeburewa. I don't want to go deep into the language from that part now, but it's reminiscent of the one in neighboring.
So what does it mean?
Egba.
That means we are Ijebu.
We are Ijebu.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess. Well, if you're from Ijebu, let us know. The next user talks about how colorful that event has been. And this is what we're trying to talk about, the culture, preserving the culture, which is actually who we are. And that's Arinze. Says it's like they actually screened people for stees at the gate because everyone is 5,000%, not even 100%.
Interesting. We could have desired to go on reviewing your thoughts on the Ojude Oba Festival. Beautiful ones, but keep them coming. Perhaps if we had the time in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes from now, we may touch on that. But we're starting off our conversation with River State. Earlier on, you talked about who's playing what. Just how many chessboards are there? We'll start by reviewing that after this time out. So stay with the Morning Brief. We'll be right back.